are here at Beechwood Cemetery in Ottawa, and we are here to display what had happened at the Battle of the Scheldt.
It's very important to teach kids about their common future with the Netherlands. Canada was of great importance for us in the liberation of our country and of the Western of all Europe, of course.
So the Forgotten Battle series was really this idea between us and the embassy on how to celebrate specific moments in Canadian military history that are connected with other countries. So when we're talking about World War I, World War II, we're thinking of the Battle of Scheldt, this forgotten battle where we don't really have people celebrating it, we don't have people commemorating it. And it's a battle that not only helped open up the Scheldt estuary, it also opened up Antwerp and allowed us into southern Holland. So it really opened up for the Canadians a moment to liberate the Dutch.
So we try to educate them. They have activities as well. We had 100 kids painting tulips. The tulips are going to be reached out to Canadian veterans here in the Rideau Pearly here in Ottawa to give them a signal of, hey, we still are very grateful for what you did for our freedom.
My family is from the island of Walcheren, which is one of the many islands that comprise Zealand, and they have suffered hugely. I mean, all the things that we have listened to today in the presentations about this historian who told us the whole military aspects of the Battle of the Scheldt, and the monologues that we listened to by the students who sort of gave us a live impression of what families had gone through. That is exactly my story.
Imagine what the world would be like if we chose to focus on improving ourselves and lifting each other up instead of blaming and punishing people for no reason.
We are free. I don't know if the news had reached you yet, since I know that you are not free.
No, I am not. We are not. And I can hardly believe from where I am now. In Amsterdam, in this cold, dreary, awful autumn that smells of hunger and despair, that any part of our country can simply be free.
My surname is very Zeelandish. People from Zealand will recognize my surname immediately. And the first question I always get, which of the Kopolse tribes are you from? So I have that very strong connection. I visited a small cemetery on the island of Walcheren last year, and literally every tombstone that is there has as a member of my family. To lose all your land, to lose your houses, to lose your cattle, to see so many family members die because of the bombing of the dikes, that brings war really, really close by.
We're still grateful for what they did, the sacrifice Canadian soldiers brought for our freedom, for the liberation of the Netherlands and the Western of Europe. That's the thing that we really want to emphasize. We're still grateful. And the other thing is we have to keep doing this for the future. So we have to get future generations involved in these commemorative moments. We have to make sure that this history doesn't fade away, like the veterans do, unfortunately.
What I'm hoping people take from the Forgotten Battle series is that the Canadian military often gets overlooked. And when we look at movies, we think of the Band of Brothers, and we think of movies like For the Forgotten Battle. We think of movies like Saving Private Ryan, where it talks about the 82nd Airborne, who were the first on the ground. Well, no, the Canadians were first. The Canadians were there with the Americans. The Canadians were there with the Brits for the Battle of Scheldt. And I think as a Canadian, I think it's important that we take these moments and we celebrate these victories and celebrate the role and the influence and the strength of our military that we've had over the last 150 plus years.
For organizing a day like this, you need partners to work with. So I'm hugely grateful to Beechwood Cemetery for working with us, and grateful for the students that have been so forthcoming in writing beautiful messages to the soldiers who've lost their lives. So there is a legacy of this day that I will keep with me.